What's going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video. I am currently live on Twitch, as I said I would be. Kind of like an impromptu announcement. I did put it in my YouTube community section, but I had been tweeting about it a little bit. Twitter.com/Bengal YouTube, so you don't miss another one of these or any of my tweets, as I am live on Twitch. I did mention that, so a lot of subs I got to shout out at some point during this stream. I do appreciate you guys. If I miss it, a lot of people in here. We're coming up on 1,000. Not sure exactly if we will hit it or not, but one thing that the stream did see before I hit the start record button, and it was a surprise to me, is that Gardner Minshew, and this is a big one here, Gardner Minshew has superstar development. We'll be going over the season stats in a minute. I don't even want to see it really, because I know I threw a lot of interceptions with Gardner Minshew. I threw a lot. Not all of them were my fault. A lot of them were just really inaccurate passes to wide open receivers. Some of them were stupid, but there's got to be at least like 10. I know that sounds crazy, but there's got to be at least 10 that I did not deserve. But here are his superstar abilities. Passers with this ability have an increased success rate when using pump fakes on double move routes against zone coverage. That's extremely specific. And then Bulldozer. Ball carriers with this ability have more powerful truck animations. Vanilla Vic could turn into, I don't know, Vanilla, what else? There's nothing else that sounds good with that, but he's going to be running like Cam Newton. What is his trucking? Can we even tell? 34? Why does he have Bulldozer? Why? But, yeah, I mean, we got James Robinson in here. We made him. If you guys missed the last episode, a lot of things happened, including, I mean, I showed the sliders. I'll show the sliders for the start of Season 2 as well. But we got a lot to work on. We got off-season coming up, free agency. We got the draft. Positions I'm looking to improve upon, at least on offense, are both tackle spots, like really. And that doesn't mean that I will, or that's even like the focus, but those are positions we could improve on. Both tackle spots, even though I do like Juwan Taylor. And Cam Robinson's kind of about the same, even if he's not maybe a franchise-level player for us. He's not terrible, per se. Only 25 years old. A.J. Kahn, so we need to improve right guard. One of the tight end spots, I know guys really want Colin Johnson to play more. And as a Texas fan, I love Colin Johnson at Texas. He was a really good player. But I'm not sure he's even close to ready to start. He's just not that great of a route runner right now, which you don't necessarily have to be at tight end. But he's just not all the way there. Not really that great of a run blocker yet. So I think at some point maybe Colin Johnson could work into like the second role, like playing over James O'Shaughnessy. But right now that's not my biggest focus. Running back is. I know Chris Thompson had a very good year. He is 30. He's not particularly great. He's okay. And I know a lot of guys are wanting James Robinson to play a lot because he's been really good in real life. But James Robinson has 84 speed. He's not anything more than a goal line back for me. We have to treat this as the actual franchise and not what we're seeing in real life. At receiver, like we do have potential with Laviska Shenault. There are some really, really good receivers in the draft. Maybe if we think a player could be better than Laviska Shenault, it wouldn't really make sense to pass on them. And then Laviska at running back would also make a lot of sense. He has good size for it. He'd be one of the bigger running backs, but he would be built like a slightly bigger Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson, 6'1", probably listed at 220 now, but was 217 for most of his career. And Laviska Shenault has 10 pounds on that. He could very easily move back to running back for us and be a great option out of the backfield as a receiver, but also has a lot to offer as an actual back with decent spin move, change of direction, high ball carrier vision, break tackle, carrying stiff arm. A lot of those numbers are better than what we have from Chris Thompson. So Shenault could be a candidate to move to running back. We know he's a higher overall there. He's into the 80s. We're going to hold on to that skill point for the time being. And then on defense, interesting developments as well. So I think we already knew that Joe Schobert got superstar development, and that happened at some point in the last season. He also won Defensive Player of the Year and Linebacker of the Year as my main user. But Miles Jack, I think he went up to superstar development. He did it. That's a big one. That is fantastic for Miles Jack. Josh Allen, I believe, already had it. Sidney Jones, did he have star development already? He may have. He didn't really have an unbelievable year for us or anything, but Sidney Jones is an interesting option. CJ Henderson had superstar development. Now, the thing that surprises me probably the most is that Kayvon Chason and Taven Bryan both did not get development tray upgrades when they had very good seasons, and we'll go over those. But they were great, and they just didn't go up. But Miles Jack did. That's awesome. Gardner Minshew did. And this is going to be the big one. This is not a very strong draft for quarterbacks. And now that Minshew is superstar development, I hate to say, he might be our quarterback going forward, at least for this next year. Minshew Mania might live to see another day. And I don't know if we're going to look to replace him. It depends who's in free agency, but that another day could happen sooner than later, depending on what's in free agency. Now, our free agents are Timmy Jernigan, DJ Hayden, Chris Conley, Chris Thompson, Adam Gotsis, Trey Herndon, Rashawn Melvin, Cam Robinson. So we do have some pretty big free agents of guys that actually play quite a bit. We know James O'Shaughnessy plays quite a bit, but Colin Johnson could step into that role. We know that Cam Robinson's our starting left tackle, but he's not anything special. If we have to sign him to a big deal, I'm absolutely out. This is not that expensive, but I'm not sure that he's the guy. Rashawn Melvin's 31 and absolutely sold in the playoffs. I can tell you, Rashawn Melvin, without question, is off the team. There's no way. Trey Herndon, only 25 years old. He's not particularly great, though. A little slow. I mean, not crazy slow at corner, but a little slow at 89 speed. Adam Gotsis, honestly, didn't even play too poorly as a backup D tackle, but that price tag is way too expensive for a player like himself. Chris Thompson, I don't really think we need Chris Thompson. I'm going to be honest. He had a really good year for us, but at 30 years old, with multiple other running back options, even with Laviska Shenault potentially filling that role, I don't think Chris Thompson is someone that needs to be on the team anymore. You could make the same argument for Chris Conley. He did make a couple of really nice catches for us, but he's just not worth that contract at 28 years old. But he was fun. Chris Conley's a player that was definitely fun for year one that we'll have to say goodbye to. I don't think he's going to be on the team anymore. DJ Hayden, kind of the same deal. He made some good plays, certainly early on, but he didn't really even play that much down the stretch. He's a good, backup option. He's just a little bit too expensive for what he offers. And then Timmy Jernigan is just too expensive. I know I've been saying that for all these players, and we do have the cap room, but Timmy Jernigan is going to cost, if we give him a 1-year deal, this averages out to, with the bonus, $6.5 million per year at 13 over 2. So is he worth that? He's not bad. He really isn't. This is something we'll consider, but I'm not sure if we're gonna hold on to him. We'll check out the season stats. This is gonna be the most embarrassing part, and I can everyone who saw the games knows how bad some of these interceptions were on the game. But at the end of the day, the number's gonna look disgusting. A lot of these are my fault. We threw 34 interceptions. It is what it is. 39 touchdowns to go along with it. Almost 4,700 yards. Other than the interceptions, it's not like the completion percentage is too bad. Yards per attempt is very good. Sacked 38 times. It didn't really feel like that many. Chris Thompson averaged a lot per carry, as did Gardner Minshew. I don't remember him averaging 7 yards per carry on scrambles, but I guess so. Chris Thompson, 7 touchdowns, 1,100 plus yards, averaged over 5.5 per carry. Very, very good. Laviska Shenault, as a running back, didn't score a touchdown for us. Raquel Armstead, by the way, was a disaster. I don't know how this only says 1 fumble. I feel like I remember him fumbling 5 times. 14 carries for 51 yards, averaged less than 4 yards per carry. No touchdowns for him. Interesting. Receiving, Dede Westbrook had a very good year. 77 catches for 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns. But it was DJ Chark who was a monster in the red zone. 72 catches for 1,111 yards, 14 TDs. What a season from DJ Chark. He was excellent. And the fact that he didn't go up to superstar development with winning receiver of the year is frustrating. But he's on the fast track to becoming a stud. Laviska Shenault, good year for him too. He missed some time Average over 13 yards per catch. Had 8 touchdowns. How many games did Laviska play? That's going to be a big one, just to see how effective he was in his games. And he didn't even play them all at receiver. We can't even tell. How does it not track how many games he played in, man? Unreal, Madden. Tyler Eifert was pretty good as well. He missed a lot of time. Chris Conley had a solid year. James O'Shaughnessy even scored a couple touchdowns. Colin Johnson with a touchdown on one of his 7 catches. Blocking. Who was our worst offensive lineman? Juwan Taylor led up 11 sacks. Cam Robinson at left tackle was 6. But Juwan Taylor led up almost double what the second most was, which was double what the third most was. Oh, it says 13 for Laviska? Okay, I missed that. It said 13 games for Laviska Shenault. I just can't read, apparently. Joe Schobert, 150 tackles, 26 for loss, also 4 sacks, 2 picks. Ronnie Harrison, though, we made the move, the decision to keep him on the team, and he, showed up with one of the best years you're going to see from a safety. Over 100 tackles, 6 for loss, a sack, and 6 picks. Really good year from Ronnie Harrison, who made the Pro Bowl. Good for Ronnie Harrison, man. As far as sacks goes, Taven Bryan had 13 up the middle. 10.5 for Kayvon Chason, 7.5 for Timmy Jernigan, 7 for Miles Jack, 5 for Quincy Williams, 5 for Josh Allen, who, in my opinion, was the biggest disappointment of the entire year. He just really did not show out. 4 for Joe Schobert even was very nice. Interceptions, 5 for CJ Henderson as a rookie's great. Miles Jack, Joe Schobert, Sidney Jones with 2, DJ Hayden, and Jared Wilson with 1. We need improvements in the secondary. Forced fumbles, 5 for Joe Schobert, 3 for Ronnie Harrison, and Taven Bryan. And as far as defensive touchdowns go, 3 for CJ Henderson, 2 for Joe Schobert. We had a lot of defensive touchdowns, man. Crazy amount. Trey Herndon, Josh Allen, Quincy Williams, Jared Wilson, Miles Jack, all with 1. But we'll check out the yearly awards as Josh Allen wins MVP. Baker at 2, Matt Ryan 3, Cam Newton 4, Minshew not exactly in the conversation. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Baker Mayfield. No Minshew mania in there. Yeah, 30-plus interceptions is going to do that to you. As Joe Schobert wins Defensive Player of the Year. Miles Jack at 2. Ronnie Harrison at 8. Good to see him getting votes. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Justin Herbert. Laviska Shenault finishing at 5. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Patrick Queen. CJ Henderson at 4. Kayvon Chason at 7. Best quarterback goes to Baker Mayfield. Minshew Mania at 4. Best running back is Nick Chubb. Chris Thompson at 6 for the AFC. Best receiver was DJ Chark. Dede Westbrook at 5. Best offensive lineman, Mitchell Schwartz. Brandon Linder at 4. He was really awesome for us. Best D-line, John Simon wins it. Interesting. Taven Bryan at 8. Best linebacker was Joe Schobert. Von Miller beat out Miles Jack. No Quincy Williams. Best DB was Ronnie Harrison. Awesome year for him, man. CJ Henderson at 4. Best kicker was Josh Lambo. Nice. And then best punter is not listed. It's very sad. Very sad. Hey! A little bit of a sneeze in there. All right, so we've seen the stats now. Do we want to extend Timmy Jernigan? We could always negotiate for these guys on the open market. And I think that might be what I opt to do. I don't want to give him $7 million per year straight up. So, appreciate the blessings in chat, guys. Troy Dan Gaming for the win with the Prime. Thank you. 5 Skin with the Tier 1. Dominant Ginge back for 3 months. Vinny Marr for 2 months. Thank you guys so much for the subs. Free agency. We got a lot of money, boys. A lot of money. 81 mil, and there is a really good running back. There's 2. Superstar development. No offers. Aaron Jones is here. Wow. He would offer us a lot out of the backfield. Aaron Jones is very, very good. As is Alvin Kamara. They are both 26. Both offer us a lot as receivers. Alvin Kamara is a little bit slower, but probably a better overall receiver than Aaron Jones is. Maybe even offers us a little more power as well. But Aaron Jones is certainly more elusive, at least in the game. I would think we'd be foolish not to sign one of these running backs, especially since no one's offering on these guys. Marcus Williams would be a big help as well. And we do have a lot of money. And this is where the Jags are going to be in real life with decisions to make, with money essentially to burn. And it's who do they spend it on? Who can they convince to come in? Probably someone who's bad and overpay. At quarterback, Jameis Winston's in here. We already have the white version of him, so no need for that. Don't really like the quarterbacks. We're out on that. Running back is interesting. We could do a poll and have the chat decide which running back they would prefer. Those are definitely the top two options. I wouldn't really consider anybody else. Fullback, Bronson Rexsigner, yes. If you guys did not watch him play at Kennesaw State, this guy is a monster. He's like the modern day, like Mike Allstott in college. He was so good. I think he's actually going to be like in the WWE. If you guys don't know Bronson Rexsigner, he's actually the nephew of Scott Steiner, who was in the WWE for a while, and the son of like his brother. I can't remember his name. But we're going to offer Bronson Rexsigner a long-term deal to be our starting fullback. He's a monster. We're bringing in Bronson Rexsigner. Yeah, that is our first signing of the offseason for sure. Yeah, son of Rick Steiner. There you go. But yeah, I think Scott Steiner is more well-known. At wide receiver, this is not a position I'd be looking to upgrade in free agency. I'd be more so looking for the draft. At tight end, these guys are a little bit older. Tyler Eifert's down to a 76 now. Not sure I'm too interested in anybody here. I'd rather draft one. At left tackle, Alejandro Villanueva could be very good for us. 2 or 3 year deal. I would give him a 2-year deal, I think, to be a starting left tackle. And he'll stick around an 80 overall. He'd be fine for us. Not sure I want to offer him much more than that, but I don't think he would sign for that. We'll consider that. I know he's expensive, but like you're not going to find a left tackle who's very cheap. It's just not going to happen. Let's see where the poll is right now. Most people want Aaron Jones by a lot, opposed to Alvin Kamara. We have Andrew Norwell. He's fine at left guard for right now. We have a great center. At right guard, we definitely don't want Jermaine Ifedi. He was so bad for the Seahawks. I think he played tackle, though. And then at right tackle, Taylor Moton would be our guy. I would be down to offer him a big deal. He's actually cheaper. Well, and that's because we can extend it over time. I would be down to offer Taylor Moton a 5-year deal. I think that's who we're looking at. I think we're looking at Taylor Moton, potentially be our left tackle. So I'm going to withdraw on Alejandro Villanueva and maybe increase Taylor Moton's contract. Like, it's over $10 million per year, but you got to understand what this guy offers us at the position. The decision's tough between Aaron Jones and Alvin Kamara. They're both very, very good running backs. They're both 26 years old. Kamara is a little bit bigger. Aaron Jones a little bit more shifty. 92 speed might be what changes it for me, because Alvin Kamara only has like 89. He's a better receiving back for sure. Man, I think Alvin Kamara is a better player in real life. That's the thing. It is close, but who would I rather have? I don't really want to offer on both of them. 72 total points for Aaron Jones. The contract for him would work out 5 years, 38 mil, 72 total points. And this could turn into a bidding war if he doesn't accept, because other teams are gonna jump in. But I'm gonna offer that. Try and save some money. Maybe we get lucky. So I'm going after Aaron Jones, Marcus Williams, and Taylor Moton to improve our team. And we'll see what happens. Moment of truth, boys. We got Bronson Rexsigner. Let's go, baby. Big moves. We also got Taylor Moton and Marcus Williams. So Aaron Jones remains unsigned. But at fullback, Bronson Rexsigner is a big addition. Like 88 speed at fullback with 90 acceleration, 85 strength, 71 trucking, 71 lead block. Like, we have something there. At right tackle, Taylor Moton can easily come in and start. But I think what we're going to do is leave Juwan Taylor there and move him over to left tackle. So that improves our offensive line quite a bit. And then defensively, Marcus Williams was just way too good to pass on. Like, immediately becomes the highest overall player on our defense. And we had big problems in the secondary. There was never help over the top. Jared Wilson was bad. That's what it comes down to with him. He's a little bit faster, but was just totally out of place. And he'll be a fine backup for us. But Marcus Williams is just the complete package at free safety. He just offers us so much more in both defending the run and playing over the top, despite having -2 speed. So that had to happen. Let's check out draft stories. That was a good idea. As Jordan Lewis is headed to the Bills. James Bradbury is headed to football team. Draft stories here. All right, so always a lot of changes to players' draft positions from month to month. And I've got McBath as one of the guys moving in the right. We don't know because it cuts off. That's so annoying, man. McBath, though, that's a name to look out for. McBath. Didn't even know what he is. A lot of NFL linebackers wouldn't have performed as well as Brown at the Combine. He'll start right away. Yeah, Combine will definitely tell you who will start, dude. Come on. Come on, Ross. But Brown at LB, we'll look at. So Russell had a shit Combine. And then Bernie Walford didn't try to rush back from injury for the sake of the Combine. So Bernie Walford skipped Combine. Russell, bad at Combine. Yeah, I know everyone's talking about Peoples. We like Peoples. We'll see about that. And Aaron Jones, still no offers on him. Alvin Kamara might be headed to the Saints. Oh, man, they could use a player like him. He also signed a big extension in real life. So I almost don't want to sign Alvin Kamara because he wouldn't be someone that's available. So I'll up Aaron Jones' contract slightly. We'll see if we can sign him. And we'll also look at scouting. So let's look at some of those players that we just found out about. So the linebacker Brown had a very good Combine. Chad Brown, speed rusher with B+ block shedding and B+ finesse moves. 6'6", 262. Okay, so Chad Brown is a legit stud. So I'm going to stick with Aaron Jones, I think. Timmy Jernigan rejects, but guess what? We got a new running back coming to Jacksonville, and his name is Aaron Jones. Great addition to our running back room. Great addition to our offense, as now we have a versatile running back. Unfortunately, no face scan, but he's got speed. He's got agility, elusiveness. Aaron Jones is going to make you miss. He has the speed to finish runs in the open field, and he can also hurt you as a receiver. Aaron Jones offers us a ton. One of the best running backs in the league, without question, top 10, without question. And now he is the starting running back for this Jaguars team. What an addition. Now, Timmy Jernigan said no, and our D-line is a little bit weak right now. It's a little weak. Now, I don't think this is a team that is completely far and away a 4-3, because with Miles Jack and Joe Schobert on the inside in a 3-4, Kayvon Chason is almost more built to be a 3-4 outside linebacker at 6'3", 254, has the speed to play in space. Same thing with Josh Allen. This guy almost is better off the ball in a lot of different instances, 6'5", 262, but is very good in space. So this could be a team that changes into a 3-4, where our linebacking core becomes Miles Jack, Joe Schobert, Kayvon Chason, and Josh Allen, and then we just completely focus on the defensive line in this draft. That's certainly an option. 50-year options. Speaking of options, Taven Bryan. I think we have to go ahead and pick that up because Taven Bryan was just too good for us last year. 13.5 sacks. Needs to come back. The normal development kind of hurts his development as actual overall wise, but his performance has certainly been there. That's someone we need to be thinking about as the future of our team. So we can look at outside linebackers here. I don't think that this is, again, necessarily like 100% a 3-4 team or a 4-3 team. I think it's whatever we want it to be. Daryl Russell offers us a lot too. Development traits are going to be king. It really depends. Because we can look at cornerback as well. Leon Kyle out of Fresno State looks quite good. Ran 4.37. Jermichael Farrell, 4.44. Any other great corners in here? A couple new subs. Appreciate you guys. Paulie Galtieri and Leon God back for 5 months. Thank you so much. Free safety. Junior Easley. You got to think of it. Some of these guys could play a slot corner for us. Those are options. But we don't really even need safety as much right now. Enrique Hughes ran 4.64. Marion Leslie 4.58. They're not especially fast, but we got to think about creative ways to get those guys in the game and use them. It just doesn't have to be lining up purely at safety. If you have the talent, you'll find a way to use those guys. Left outside linebacker, we'll check out G. Jojo back for 5 months at Tier 1. Thank you so much. Mitch Myers, 4.77. He's just too slow. Not terrible value for the 5th round, I suppose, but very slow. Your boy Ted, thanks for the prime. Deion Morgan. A lot of Boston College guys. What? Deion Morgan's Boston College. We have Daryl Russell, Boston College. Nick Morris, Boston College. We had Heath Sapp, Boston College. Is the entire BC defense in the draft? Seems like it. But I think we've looked at a lot of the secondary. It's just basically defensive tackle at this point, seeing what type of value we can get. And I like both of these guys. Angelo Dupree, super strong. And Jermaine Freeman is a speed rusher. He's going to have higher finesse moves. 4.8 speed. Oh, new development as well, as Solomon Thomas has accepted a contract to play for dirt cheap for this Jacksonville Jaguars team. And Solomon Thomas would be more suited to play defensive tackle for us. I mean, he has the size at 280. It's Aaron Donald type size. Although Aaron Donald's much stockier. But Solomon Thomas wouldn't be the worst starting defensive tackle, even if he wouldn't be the best. See if there's another news story out. As Kareem Hunt is headed to the Jets. Interesting. More draft stories. So this is an interesting one. We have Lindsey Dunn and Will Johns, which I don't like those names at all. headed in opposite directions on draft boards. Skinner, terrible pro day. Oh well. Isaiah Ellison's pro day showed he might not have every quality you want in D lineman. There's a lot to like about him. So Isaiah Ellison, DL, potential without athleticism. Dr. Alley Cat, thanks for the prime. Germ Sorok, thanks for the prime. Some of these guys are just so bad. I think it's only worth looking at defensive tackle at this point. Chris Portillo, that's what we're talking about. First round guy in the third. Decent there. Anthony Skinner, first round guy. Early first round guy. B pluses across the board. Great combine. Anthony Skinner in round 2. Someone to look at. Chris Wallace out of Texas Tech. He's slow, but he is strong. Run stuffer for sure. Chris Wallace, okay. Something there. But it is finally time for the NFL draft. Okay. Maybe not. The Dolphins are on the clock at number 1. And this is the way the board looks right now. Nick Morris, Deshaun Smith. A bunch of very good players here for the Dolphins to take. If you check out our draft board, I mean, we could reorder this just so we have a good idea of what we want. And I think Dennis Peoples right now is going to be at the top. I think he's the best player in the draft. I think he's got to be someone we really look for. I like Leon Kyle quite a bit. These safeties could move down quite a bit. It's reordered well enough. We have a lot of players on our draft board, almost 30. But these are all players that I think would really help out our team. And we'll see what the Dolphins decide to do as they hold the number 1 overall pick in the draft. And they take Deshaun Smith, 77 overall receiver out of Clemson, number 1. And finally, the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock at number 2. Brig Unk with the tier 1. Welcome. Saj Singh with the prime. Welcome. I hope I said that first part right. I may not have. And here we are at number 2. Did it make it easy, though? Did it make it easy? Because we don't pick again till number 7. And I can tell you, I want Chad Brown quite a lot, actually. He's not like a huge need, but if we move to a 3-4, Chad Brown would play, 6'6", 262. I think that would feasibly work on the inside. Caleb Chason would play right outside linebacker. We'd have Josh Allen at left outside linebacker. We have our middle linebackers. On the defensive line, we would have Chad Brown at right end. We would have Taven Bryan at defensive tackle. And then our left end is like unknown, I guess, but there is a lot of talent that we could fill, like with maybe Heath Sapp or someone a little bit farther down the board. 2-7-24. Man, I bet you guys would love a trade down. Listen, I'm trying to think of how I can get all these players that I want. Relax. I'm trying to figure it out. And that trade has been accepted. So we're moving down from 2. We're picking up number 37 overall and a first-round pick next year to move down a few spots to make the decision a lot easier. Had to happen. Vikings go Nick Morris. They take a defensive tackle out of BC. He's a 75 overall. The Giants go, Jesus, Giants. They go with a 70 overall linebacker from Oklahoma, Jameel Holloman. They finally take a linebacker. They do it at number 3. And they take a 70 overall. And the Raiders go Roy McClellan out of Colorado. So now we have picks bracketed with the Panthers. What do the Panthers need? Right tackle, right guard, left outside linebacker, right outside linebacker. So we are now down to number 5. I'm taking Chad Brown. I think Chad Brown is really, really good. I know the people want Peoples, but I think Chad Brown is the best player at this spot for us. Now, does that mean he's a higher overall than Peoples? I don't think so. I think Peoples is a really high overall. I don't think the Panthers would take a receiver. I think they're a risky team that could take Chad Brown. I'm taking Chad Brown here. He's number 7 in the class. We took him at number 5. He has normal development. I think we're going to play him at right end in a 3-4 and move K'Lavon Chaisson back. He has 82 speed. I think this would be better served on the defensive line. His zone coverage and man coverage actually is like kind of high for what I intend to use him with. But 75 tackle, 76 hit power, 82 speed, 89 excel, 78 block shedding, 79 finesse moves, 75 power moves. It's rare to find a guy that can do both. So I like that quite a bit. 83 pursuit, 84 strength. I think he's built to play on the defensive line for us. So I'm really excited about that pick. It's a reach by 2. Anyone saying L is an idiot. He's clearly a very good player. And the Panthers actually go cornerback, and they take Jermichael Farrell out of Northwestern, as now we will take the best player in the draft at receiver. Dennis Peoples out of Alabama is coming to Jacksonville. A+ catching, A medium route running, A spectacular catch. He's going to be agile as anything with the best 3-cone in the draft. He's no DK Metcalf, okay? 4.41 speed, pretty good vert, broad jump. I think he offers everything we want in terms of athleticism and in terms of actual ability and skills. You're not going to find anyone better, and we weren't going to. The number 1 overall player in the draft, Dennis Peoples, star or better development. Yeah, I mean, this was the guy. This was the guy here. So I don't think he's going to have any, like, great man coverage, as they said he did, but oh my goodness. 93 speed, 95 acceleration, 94 catching, 83 catching traffic, 71 short route running is not great, but 88 medium route running coming out of the draft, 78 deep route running, 87 spectacular catches to go with 77 release, 90 agility, 86 jumping. His change of directions, 89. Juke and spin above 80. Kick return, 93. Ball carrier vision above 80. His trucking isn't even too bad at 58. This is a really, really, really good player. Now, of course, his entire storyline was that he won the Heisman for playing 2 ways. I don't think we can check right now. We'll be able to after the draft. I would very, 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 very highly doubt that he actually has the ability to play cornerback in any way, shape, or form. But we'll check it out after the draft. And then this is how the rest of the board looks right now. So, of course, the players that I have watched: Raphael Hill, Adam Warner, Leon Kyle, Heath Sapp, which I can't take him because I can't say his name quickly. Heath Sapp. I say like Heath if I have to do it quickly. Heath Sapp. I don't like it. And then Demarcus Holmes at tight end, I think, is a really, really, really good player. So we might find a way to move up. Based on what's like left on the board, we might have to find a way to move up. The first pick was not suspect. It was an easy top 10 player in the draft. As Adam Warner goes to the Lions, the Bucks go Leon Kyle, the cornerback we were looking at out of Fresno State. He's a 77 overall. The Dolphins go Darnell Owens, a safety out of Ohio State. Steelers, Denzel Cofield, corner out of Tennessee. Titans go with Devontae Edwards, a corner out of NC State. And this might be the trade-up spot for the tight end. Demarcus Holmes. This might be where we move up. And this is why you go out and get draft capital. Because you can navigate the board to get the players you want. And they signed Jordan Reed. But I'm still not convinced they or someone right next to them wouldn't make a move. So what pick do we trade? 24 and 56. What about it? Yeah, we're going to make this move. Charge 11 Charles. Welcome to the tier 1, man. Thank you. I'm not trading a 5th this year. It's going to take a 5th next year, which I'm actually fine with. And that trade has been accepted. So we're trading number 24 overall in the draft. Number 56, which is not, no, that is our second round pick. We traded up for a different second round pick from the Vikings, which is higher. And then we were trading a 2022 5th rounder, which is next year, for number 13. And this is where we're going to take the tight end. I think he's going to be extremely dynamic for our offense. I think he's better than Tyler Eifert. I think it makes it so we are essentially uncoverable. And I think Sapp is a really good player. I think Raphael Hill is a really good player. They would be great on our defensive line. But I think Demarcus Holmes makes our offense extremely dynamic. 4.61 speed at 6'6", 240 is unbelievable. Great vertical for his size. Great broad jump. 3 conies. Extremely agile. Pretty strong. Top skills are amazing. We're taking him. Demarcus Holmes is a 75 overall, ranked at number 11. We took him at 13. But how good actually is he for tight end? 86 speed, 86 catching, 88 acceleration, 81 catch in traffic. Route running's not terrible. Break tackle's decent. I think this is someone that will start over Tyler Eifert right away, or at least it'll be a competition to see who plays better. I think this was our guy. Again, it's disappointing that we're getting a lot of normal development guys. That is Madden 21 for you. But I think this was a can't-miss player at tight end, and it's someone we had to take. Patriots go Tony Mackey, tackle out of Bama. There goes Raphael Hill. He's a 76 overall, and he's headed to the New York Jets, who have another pick coming up here shortly. Eric Lane, middle linebacker, 65 overall out of Texas to Atlanta. Washington football team takes Rasheem Garland out of Texas A&M. They continue to bolster their defensive line. The Colts take Doug Faulkner out of Michigan. Cowboys. Finally, Heath Sapp is off the board. He's headed to Dallas. 76 overall, right end. The Jets go Curtis Richards. Jesus, a 66 overall corner out of Maryland. The Ravens go Isaiah Ellison, pretty good defensive tackle. Another really low overall corner on the draft here. Khalil McMullen's only a 66 out of Virginia Tech. He's headed to Philadelphia. Demarius McFarland's off the board. He heads to the Denver Broncos. Brandon Jeffers, safety out of Michigan State, is headed to the Bengals. That's the pick they got from us. Taj Sterling, 67 overall, free safety to the Bills. How's our draft board looking? Peter Burgess, the number 1 overall running back, is still available, and he's a very good player. Fanatics, thank you for the tier 1, man. The Browns take Earl Perine out of Louisville. And the last pick of the first round is a running back. It's the number 1 overall running back on the board. Peter Burgess is going to be Aaron Jones' replacement. 79 overall out of Florida State. As there's another really talented Florida State running back headed to the NFC North. This time, instead of the Vikings, it's the Packers. Jermaine Freeman to the Dolphins. Damn, 75 overall receiver to football team in the second round. It's Bob Claxton. Good old Bob. Enrique Smith, man, the Giants having a great draft. 69 overall backup running back. Stud. Dustin Credible, thank you for the tier 1. And then the Raiders. Unbelievable. The Raiders took our player 1 pick ahead. Anthony Skinner out of Oak State. That is a killer. That is a killer. That's the player I would have taken, would have drafted. And they took him 1 pick before us. Damn. He wasn't supposed to go for a little while, but Of course, the Raiders had to rain on our parade. Annoying. Yeah, good player. Top 5 in the draft. So where are we here? Junior Easley, too slow. Enrique Hughes, too slow. I'm not drafting someone 4.6 speed. 4.58, I'll consider, but the next guy I'm looking at is Jonathan Claiborne. I think he's a pretty solid player. Be a backup running back. Donnell Evans is not that good. We're going to remove him from our board. And then we're looking at Chris Portillo. There are a lot of other good defensive tackles available. Oh, Daryl Russell. How did he get off my draft board? That's still a guy I want to look at. We don't pick till the end of the 3rd round, so we have to make this pick count. It's not going to be a running back here. Chris Wallace. Don't need a center. Okay, so we head to the draft board. The best player for us right now, I like Daryl Russell, man. I really do. I think he's probably near the top of our board, if not at the very top. I know he's a late 1st round guy, and there are other guys who are rated more highly, but you got to think about how these guys are going to affect our team. He could play outside linebacker. We could leave Josh Allen at defensive end in the 3-4 to actually rush the passer regularly. I like him, and we know that he was bad at the combine, but there are still things to like. No, I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. So we are sending number 37, 88, and 113 to the Dolphins for number 65 and a 3rd round pick next year. I'm cool with the trade down. I think that pick's going to be a lot more valuable next year, and I don't think we're going to be picking very high in the draft at all. So this is a classic trade down to see what else is available. And we're just going to reassess the board here in the 3rd round, see who's sitting here at the top. And Eli McBath, I think, is good value in the 5th if he's available, or in the 4th. So I think the way this draft might go at this point is Chris Wallace, Eli McBath, and then pick it up from there. I'm going to take Chris Wallace here. I like what he brings to the table as a just pure run-stuffing defensive tackle. 305, B-plus tackle, B-plus block shed. Pretty strong, not that fast, but I like what he offers us skill-wise. He's number 20 in the draft, 73 overall, can't complain. 92 strength, 78 block shed. 73 power moves, not too bad. 67 speed, decent tackling, acceleration. Good value, 1st-round guy in the 3rd round. Cannot complain about that. Probably should have had Anthony Skinner on our team, but Chris Wallace is what it is, as we will simulate to the end of the 4th round and see what is available. Now, I was talking to the chat, and I said that this was a good spot for the outside linebacker who is no longer available. So we're going to have to, again, reassess. He wasn't a player I was going to trade up for. Don't really need a tight end at this point. Terminator, thanks for the prime. Welcome back. 7 months. So maybe this is a spot where we take Quandre Sims. TJ Potter was a guy I liked. 4.57. Probably shouldn't take him now. I don't need another tight end. I don't really even think I need another wide receiver. Certainly not one who ran 4.58. We're going to take Quandre Sims here. He's not a great cover guy, but I think he's going to offer something on special teams. And this is an interesting development because he is only 21 years old, has star or better development, 70 overall, number 38 in the class. We took him at 120. And while he doesn't really offer us a ton coverage-wise, 68 man, 62 zone, 74 play rec, he's a great athlete. And if we can develop this guy, like at least as a gunner or just someone on special teams, he offers a lot of great speed. We might actually have something there. That star better development really makes that pick interesting. Really does. So Quandre Sims cannot complain. Round 5, my draft board is done. They got drafted super early. What else is even here? There's nothing. Deion Morgan. He actually doesn't look too bad as just like a pure like rush guy. 6'5", 258, Another Boston College guy. B power moves. We'll take him here. Ranked 134th. We took him at 152. Only a 66 overall. Wearing Miles Jack's number. Could be worse, but yeah, just a pure rush guy. 82 speed, 75 power moves. In the last pick of the draft. Don't have anyone on our board. Don't really know too much about any of these guys. Like, no one is scouted all the way down here. So, I mean, what do we want? What can we even get? Jalen Garner, we don't know anything about. Maybe someone had, like, a crazy combine. We get a really good speed guy. I mean, I doubt it, but it doesn't hurt to look. Shaheem Thomas ran 4.42. Has good press. We're going to take Shaheem Thomas. He's bad. He's not going to make the team. He's got 90 speed. Doesn't do anything well. Jets, thank you for the gift sub to Gilly P. Appreciate you. It's not what I want. We have a punter, so why would I take it? Why would I have drafted a punter? Why? Why? Okay, so draft recap. If you didn't just watch those picks, which I don't know where you were, but I would say this is a really good draft for us. Chad Brown offers us a lot at right outside linebacker, or what I intend to do, which is play him at defensive end. Dennis Peoples was the best player in the entire draft, 80 overall. Probably pretty good development on him. Hopefully more than star, but he's really good. Now, we did want to check out his ability if he can actually play cornerback. And I'm going to have to be careful to avoid his development trait there. And we do. Can he actually play corner? No. 45 and 47 for coverage, which I guess isn't, like, terrible, but it's not good. He definitely can't do that. Hey, J-Bus, thanks for the 5 tier 1s, man. Demarcus Holmes could be our new starting tight end. Chris Wallace is going to get time at defensive tackle. Quandre Sims has star better development at corner. So we did miss out on a great draft class with a 77 overall, but it was a very good class for us, I think, for sure. And now it's just about finding out, like, how to get these guys playing time. And I think the best move for us is to get... do I want Laviska Shenault to be a running back? Should he be our backup guy? Or is it going to be slow-ass James Robinson or Raquel Armstead? I think we should move Laviska Shenault. I mean, we do run 4 receiver sets sometimes. We're going to keep Laviska Shenault right where he is. I know I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. We'll keep Laviska at receiver for now. If there are injuries, I guarantee you if there are injuries, Laviska Shenault is going to see time at running back. But until then, he will stay at receiver, and we'll upgrade. I want medium route running to go up. So, route runner it is. Doesn't change his overall, but I mean, it almost upgrades nothing. Medium route running goes up by 2. So I guess I did get what I want. But Dennis Peoples will be our third receiver for sure. I think Holmes is immediately someone that we'll consider starting over Tyler Eifert. And then Colin Johnson will get in there in 3 tight end sets. And I think the defense is going to change. To get our best players on the field, it doesn't make sense to stick where we are. So I think this is going to be a team that probably plays... more in a 3-4, and it looks like Quandre Sims is going to be our third corner. It's going to be interesting. Okay, so that is going to be the end of the off-season. I'm not quite sure how to handle preseason yet since there was none in real life this past year. I don't know what that's going to be for 2021, but Season 2 will start in the next episode. This is the team. I think it's shaping up to be a really, really solid unit. We're changing to a 3-4. Solomon Thomas is going to play left end. We have Chad Brown at right end, Taven Bryan, Chris Wallace up the middle. And here's the interesting thing, though, is because we have such great depth now with Leon Jacobs and Quincy Williams in behind. For our specialists, when Josh Allen and Kaylavon Chason are our rush ends, We could have still great linebackers in behind. We have Chad Brown as a rush D tackle in those spots. So when our defensive line is Taven Bryan, Chad Brown, Josh Allen, and Kayvon Chason, we better be putting a ton of pressure on the quarterback. Dennis Peoples in the slot, Quandre Sims in the nickel, and then Aaron Jones is our main go-to running back. If he goes down with injury, it's going to be Laviska Shenault getting time, who's our fourth receiver. But I think this team has a ton of potential for Season 2. We brought in a lot of really good players. I think we are primed in a really, really good position to be an effective team and take the AFC South again here in year 2. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.
We'll fake it.